Youth in front of the camera is a golden opportunity. For Rain Brown, the youngest child of the Brown family on Discovery Channel's long-running program Alaskan Bush People, fame arrived early and quickly. Audiences first saw her in 2014, a wide-eyed tween with the iconic pink clothing, effervescent personality, and the offbeat nickname she completely owned, Bush Barbie. To fans worldwide, Rain was the burst of sunshine amidst the show's rural wilderness setting. But beneath the meticulously cut-down episodes and saccharine family moments, a grimmer, much more complicated narrative was playing out. One that would ultimately break the image that so many fans had of her. Rain Brown, born Merry Christmas Catherine Raindrop Brown on November 23, 2002, was destined to be different. Even her offbeat name distinguished her, a fanciful yet symbolic representation of the quirky Brown family. Grew up in Hoonah and on Chichagof Island, Alaska, as the youngest of 7 siblings of Billy and Ami Brown. Surrounded by her large collection of brothers, Matt Bam Bam, Bear, Gabe, and Noah, and Sister Bird, Rain's early life was spent off the grid, hunting, fishing, and surviving on rough land. When Alaskan Bush People first aired, viewers were captivated by her positivity and youthful vitality. As her dad was wont to remark on the show, Rain was the heart of the family, the spunk that kept them smiling in times of adversity. But life in the spotlight of reality TV stardom is never easy. While Rain's sunny face made her a favorite among fans, her personal life was another matter. She has been at the center of numerous conflicts, accusations, and controversies throughout the years that have deeply divided both her family and fan base. Every new headline seemed to pull her further away from the innocent girl fans once loved and further into a whirlwind of legal battles, public spats, and stunning revelations. Tensions between members of the Brown family were not uncommon. Reality television feeds on drama, and the Browns did not disappoint. But Rain's feuds with her siblings, especially with her brother Noah and his wife, also Rain, were particularly acrimonious. The moment Noah brought his wife into the fold, Rain indicated she wasn't happy about having a sister-in-law who shared her name. The unease escalated into a feud that spilled onto social media, where passive-aggressive posts stoked rumors of an underlying split. Noah once posted a photo with his wife and included a caption interpreted by many as a slam against Rain. He portrayed himself and his wife as grown-up and painted Rain's behavior as supposedly childlike. For fans, it was a shocking breach of the apparently close-knit family life on TV. But that was merely the start. The controversy exploded last month in August 2024 when Noah and his spouse petitioned for a restraining order against Rain. The claims were explosive: harassment, stalking, and even threats of violence. Court papers claimed Rain had made a credible threat of violence involving mentions of guns. Noah and his wife alleged that she had caused them emotional distress and asked that she be enjoined from contacting them or approaching within 1,000 feet of their residence, children's school, or workplace. They also asked Rain to surrender her guns. The petition contained sensational allegations. Noah described a 2022 altercation when Rain reportedly said that her life would be simpler if he was dead and implied she had a gun in her bedroom. Another altercation occurred in 2023 when Rain threatened to shoot a horse while arguing over how to treat it. Noah even said her concerning behavior went back to 2016, accusing her of insulting him online for years. Fuel to the flames, he accused Rain of using cocaine, methamphetamine, and alcohol, and even of their mother Ami being offered cocaine by Rain at a time of a migraine attack. But for all the seriousness of these charges, the Washington court threw out the case. The judge declared the petition too general, full of errors, inaccurate names among them, and lacking detail. The court also indicated that some accusations were past their time for warranting action. The denial had been final, with no ability to refile. Rain, though, didn't remain silent. A few days later, she shot back on social media, publishing a defiant statement that appeared targeted toward her brother. Not explicitly naming him, she dismissed the accusations as unfounded, assuring that she wasn't going to allow anyone's view to determine her. She reminded followers that they had seen her develop from a child to an adult and told her that she was done pretending to be flawless in front of the cameras. By 2025, Rain had become accustomed to criticism regarding her way of life. One thing that was reoccurring was the use of substances. Despite marijuana being legal in her state, fans responded with strong opinions when she could be seen vaping weed on social media. Her supporters stood by her freedom to choose as a responsible 21-year-old adult, whereas her critics called her irresponsible and unstable. The controversy increased in March 2025 when fresh allegations against her surfaced, this time against her mother, Ami Brown. Noah made contact with the authorities and asked them to conduct a welfare check on Ami and Rain. He claimed his 61-year-old mother was living with Rain and her husband, Josiah Lorton, at a cabin in Liar's Cove. According to Noah, Ami was off her prescribed medications, drinking heavily, and possibly using meth provided by Rain and Josiah. The allegations were deeply concerning, given Ami's recent health struggles. Just months earlier, she had been hospitalized with pneumonia. Court papers showed Noah informed police Ami had fought her medications, thinking anyone who attempted to provide them to her was the devil. He also alerted authorities that Josiah, a convicted felon, handled guns and was usually armed. When officers went to investigate, they couldn't make contact with Ami herself, though witnesses reported she was living with Rain. One man said Rain and Josiah were living in their car before staying at his house temporarily. He said they had a huge diaper bag packed with pills, which was only adding to speculation. Rain lashed back angrily. In an incendiary TikTok video, she refuted all of the accusations, labeling Noah's as lies that would ruin her reputation. She maintained neither she nor Josiah was getting high on drugs or keeping Ami from getting her medication. She flip-flopped, stating Noah was assaulting her because she had ruinous secrets on him he didn't want revealed. However, the tempest wasn't near its end. On April 11th, 2025, Rain and Josiah were arrested in Okanagan, Washington on serious charges: first-degree burglary, first-degree malicious mischief, and second-degree criminal trespass. The crime was precipitated by a complaint lodged against Josiah by his uncle Jason Aist, who accused the couple of entering his rental unit and pilfering valuables amounting to almost $170,000. The stolen goods were extensive: $75,000 cash, $85,000 in gold coins, $8,000 worth of champagne and wine, assorted firearms, and even a marijuana bong worth $250. Jason further reported $5,000 worth of property damage. He pointed out that Josiah had also assisted him in the past in concealing valuables during a divorce and thought Josiah came back with Rain to steal them. Part of the narrative was verified by investigators with the witness statements of neighbors, as well as even surveillance video reportedly indicating Rain and Josiah present on the property. Neighbors had observed Josiah with guns similar to the stolen ones, and one caught sight of the couple consuming wine described as stolen bottles. Though Rain and Josiah were booked into jail, they were released without bail days later. Rain broke her silence with a cryptic Instagram post, sharing a Bible verse about judgment, and hinting that the accusations were linked to lies spread by a former manager who had stolen from her. Supporters were polarized. Some rallied around her, but others wondered why she and Josiah were arrested if the claims were not legitimate. At the end of April, Rain and Josiah appeared in court, represented virtually on Zoom, and entered pleas of not guilty to all charges. The legal fight had only just started, but before it could fully go forward, Rain revealed something that would eclipse all else. In May 2025, Rain Brown made public tragic accusations against her brother Noah. For the very first time, she accused Noah of having abused her during childhood. Speaking on TikTok, she hinted at the abuse being sexual in nature, though she was too hesitant to reveal explicit details under the platform's censorships. She explained that her dad, Billy Brown, never found out what occurred, and demanded her mom and siblings didn't know either. "It's not simple calling out your own family members," Rain conceded, clearly teary-eyed. "But I can't hold this in anymore." She claimed her aim wasn't to break Noah, but to validate the pain she experienced. She went on to say that she would never falsely say anything about something as serious, particularly about her own family member. The allegations caused a stir among the Alaskan Bush People fan base. Some rushed to defend her, praising her for her courage, while others wondered if she was credible, citing her recent run-ins with the law. Noah soon chimed in with his own TikTok video, strongly denying the allegations. He alleged Rain's claims were fabricated and driven by a need to destroy his life and threaten his custody of his children. In support of his argument, he provided screenshots of text messages from Rain that he asserted demonstrated unstable behavior, sometimes helpful, sometimes threatening. Noah contended the abuse claims were impossible considering their family's arrangement of living together. He explained that Rain always shared a bed with their mother or sister bird when they were young, so it was impossible for him to be alone with her. He confirmed he had already said more than his lawyer recommended, but still claimed he was innocent. Rain retaliated once again, explaining that the abuse wasn't just sexual damage, but included mental and physical abuse as well. She even alleged that Noah's behavior resulted in ongoing nerve damage to her shoulder. She labeled Noah a liar regarding details of his claims and pushed aside his assertions regarding communication. For Rain, what she most desperately wanted was not a legal resolution, but an apology. "I just want my brother to admit what he did and apologize," she said. She even offered to do a lie detector test to convince her that she was being truthful. Along the way, Rain has also looked back on her strange childhood. Wilderness life, while glamorized on TV, was not as simple as it was made out to be. She confessed to fighting alcoholism during her teenage years, just like her older brother Matt, who fought an addiction to drugs. While she maintains she has strived to get past those demons, she believes people are always trying to pull her back into the darkness. The little girl fans once knew as Bush Barbie is now a 22-year-old woman confronting the cruel realities of adulthood. Between public scandal, legal issues, and profound family conflicts, Rain Brown's tale is no longer the survival, family harmony fairy tale seen on Alaskan Bush People. Rather, it is a story of agony, perseverance, and lingering trauma. Rain Brown's biography serves to remind people that reality TV never seems to be quite reality itself. To viewers, she was once the cheerful youngest child of an eccentric, self-reliant family. But offstage, her life has been a record of feuds, drug scandals, arrests, and traumatic allegations that have torn her family apart and split her fans. Is Rain just a young woman trying to cope with the demands of celebrity and personal adversity? Or is something more profound and sinister compelling the chaos? The reality, as ever, lies in between. For the meantime, the tragic and complex tale of Rain Brown is left incomplete, balancing between the naivety of her youth, the turmoil of her current situation, and the uncertainty of what the future for her is.